Good evening, everyone. I'm Erin Burnett. Out front tonight, America's new path to war. So the United States is lowering the threshold for American military involvement in a possible war with North Korea.
If I were to trust someone, it would be Harmony. And I think that I wanted to try to push myself. I wanted to see what I could do and what I was capable of. And he does a lot of improv. He pushes us, but in a safe way. I feel very safe with him. So I am doing a lot of things that I never knew that I could do or wanted to do.
Is out front tonight. And Chris, let me start off by asking you that question. What does this new agreement actually mean for American troops and the threshold where they would be in conflict?
Erin, it basically puts it down on paper and formalizes the agreement that the U.S. is going to be a part of this defense right from the get-go. Not just all-out war, but even these small-scale attacks. So what are we talking about? Well, North Korea was accused of sinking, torpedoing a South Korean ship. So one of the provocations could be North Korean ships going into these disputed waters, which they have in the past. Also, air. North Korean jets flying into South Korean airspace. They came close to violating the DMZ just last year. South Korea had to scramble 4 fighter jets in response. And finally, shelling these border islands like they did a couple years ago, that also would very likely invite a response.
You told me a story about meeting him or seeing
literally,
him.
and I won't make reference to it, but everyone knows what I went through, you know, on this press tour, and it still is the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me is my experience with Daniel Craig. So I'm at this party, and it's like a really big party, and it's my agency has thrown it, and I've only...
We get it, you're famous, okay?
No, I have to explain this, because it's the first time I've ever gone to one of these, because there's this party that CAA throws before the Golden Globes, and I always thought it was a cocktail party, but it turns out if you get to a certain level, it's a dinner party too, and I was invited to the dinner portion for the first time ever. So I'm sitting there, and I'm just like, you know, hobnobbing with all these amazing actors, and then, like, as the party's transitioning into the cocktail portion, Daniel Craig walks in.
It looks like a very high-powered appointment, but certainly, you know, it brings in some of that broader experience that Osborne would have been looking to get.
This was a passion project for you.
Yes, absolutely. It was. It had died on the vine several times, but people stuck with us. People put their jobs on the line, and it worked out in the end. So.
And you had your own passion project. Do you want to talk about what it was like making that film and what it meant to you?
It was a difficult film to make because it's a difficult subject matter, but I had the good fortune of working with an extraordinary cast of local people who survived a war, and they taught me a lot about life and film. So
you were quoted as coming out in January, and it's called What the Hell, and the record is coming out in March.
Now, what is What the Hell?
What the Hell is a very fun, upbeat, funny kind of song. It's about personal freedom and just being like a free spirit. And
But tell me about being, you know, motherhood so far. Is that everything you expected?
Yeah, I mean, it's all I've ever wanted to do, so I'm just happy that I got the opportunity to do it, and I was very overwhelmed with the intensity of the emotions that I felt when I had him. So I'm in love with him, and Brian is jealous because I love him so much.
Because she wants to marry him, and I keep telling her that doesn't...
That's my baby boy. There's
which is
nothing
why you don't
better.
marry him, because he's your...
He's just such an artist, such a talent, and an amazing human being. I've known him for a while, and we actually performed on stage during the inauguration of President Obama. So I had already had the opportunity to interact with him at an artistic level, and now at a human level, he's just you know, amazing.
And even though South Korea may still respond first to a North Korean provocation, if North Korea then retaliates, you start to get this escalation that the U.S. could be very much involved in.